see, we're using the video wall to take the audience on a virtual tour of Wayne Manor, essentially from young Dick Grayson's point of view. He's dwarfed, he's overwhelmed by the size and the scale of the place, and it gives us a sense of depth and movement that we wouldn't ordinarily have. This scene is a very intimate scene between Bruce Wayne and Dick Grayson that's all about trust, and that kind of intimate scene would be lost completely in an arena, but Ez has very cleverly staged it with a forced perspective Alice in Wonderland style depiction of the scene, which serves to elevate and isolate it. When Dick finally earns Bruce's trust, he shows him Wayne Manor's greatest secret, the secret that lies below, the Batcave.
One of the secrets of the Batcave we're not going to reveal today, and we're keeping it under wraps for another couple of months, is the Batmobile. But what I can tell you is that the man who has designed this is the famous designer of supercars, Formula One, Gordon Murray. And it's about 2 months ago I went down to his factory, his offices in Guildford, and he showed us the first drawings, the first sketches of his idea. And I have to say, it is completely and utterly sensational. It's going to be wonderful. We'll see it in 2 months' time. Ez, our take on the Joker. Do you want to tell us a bit more about our take on the Joker?
Well, we asked ourselves, how would the Joker manifest himself in an arena spectacle? And the character is a psychopathic, twisted, grotesque, crazy lunatic. He's going to turn up with his own barrage of grotesque, enormous, funfair, twisted, grotesque props. Have a look at this one. So, the screen opens up, and an enormous, sculptural, 30-foot-high head pushes out through the screen. And it comes alive. It's covered with Joker's zombie clowns. They're infesting the hair in green costumes. They acrobatically abseil off his head. They're in his eyes, two of them with these red headdresses on, moving from side to side, trying to make the eyes. The mouth is full of them, wearing little white suits. They swing back and forth, making the teeth move, and then they flip out in a display of acrobatic pyrotechnics and land on the bright red, rolled out crash mat that's become the Joker's tongue.
As you can see, Batman Live is theater, it's circus, it's magic combined. It's a non-stop action-adventure, romantic comic, coming-of-age story about growing up and about what it means to be a hero. And it is family entertainment in the best sense, in that it's for kids and it's for adult children of all ages. It's for hardcore comic book fans like myself, and it's for people who are experiencing Batman in his world for the very first time. And it is unlike anything you've ever seen before. The more the three of us work on this project, all of us work on this project, the deeper we get into the Batman universe and mythology, the more we're aware of what a powerful and inherently theatrical character Batman is, creation that this character is. And we are very, very honored to be working so closely with DC Comics to bring the world's most popular superhero to life on stage for the very first time.
Previously, I forgot to mention Jack Galloway, our costume designer. I apologize, Jack. Before we finish, I'd like to say that this process to get here has been one of the most exciting in my life. I am incredibly proud of Batman Live, and I think it's going to be, I know it's going to be, a sensational production. Let me sort of hand the final word over to Jeff Johns, who is the Chief Creative Officer for DC Entertainment. Thank you, everyone.
And so when we talked about the story, they talked about wanting to do Robin's origin, which is phenomenal for a live-action piece because of the circus aspect. I got really excited, and my involvement was they brought me in, they said, let's talk about story, and they had kind of a story idea, and I wanted to help shape that story a little bit and really get to the heart of it. Like, what does Robin mean emotionally to Batman? How is that going to be a family show? How is that going to be celebrate everything Batman is? And I really felt there was one writer that could help capture that, who had theater experience, comic book experience, and loved the characters, shared my passion for Batman in the DC Universe, and that was Alan Heinberg. So I brought Alan Heinberg into the process. He wrote the script based on a story by Alan Burnett and Stan Berkowitz, and heightened the story up and really brought out that emotional heart. so that it celebrated what Robin and Batman and that whole, you know, the dynamic duo is, how it came to be, what it meant. And for me, he worked with Nick and he really helped bring out, like, this is a live show. It's not an animation, you know, an animated series. It's not a film. It's not a TV show. It's not a comic book. It's a live show. It's a three-dimensional show and you're there watching it. So what aspects can we celebrate? What aspects can we really draw from this story and best utilize the format of it? And I thought Alan just did a perfect job bringing that stuff out. And then Nick and his team, the stuff they have it blew me away. So, you know, most of the time when you're reading a Batman story, you're watching a Batman story, it's like, you know, comic books, TV, film, it's all two-dimensional. And it's all great, it's great experiences, but even playing a video game, you're kind of immersed in a two-dimensional world, you're not really there. But Batman Live, the thing that excites me about it, that I really love hearing the details they talk about, like when you first come into the arena and you see the cityscape and you hear the sounds of the city and the sun setting, and you're in Gotham City, you're a part of Gotham City, and so you're an active participant in this story. And when Batman comes out and you see him do his things live, it's just a completely different experience from anything anyone's ever had with Batman. It's something that longtime fans will, I think, really love. I love the story, and new fans who are going to be introduced to Robin and maybe even Batman for the very first time will really grab onto. But it's a story for today. It's a new story for a new generation. There's not a place on Earth that doesn't know who Batman is and doesn't love what Batman is. So Batman Live, it can play anywhere. That's the thing I love about Batman, is that he is one of the most iconic characters, not superhero characters in history. You know, he's the most popular fictional character that exists. He has more stories told about him than any other fictional character out there. That's just a fact.
Blah, blah, blah. Enough about the Bat! You people think it's all about Batman. Well, let me tell you something, kids. Without me, there's no Batman. Without crime, without chaos, without my signature blend of murder and mayhem, the Caped Crusader would never leave his cave. So don't be deceived. The only arena tour worth seeing this season is Joker Live. That's right. It's me you all want to see. Batman. So boring. So predictable! You know, he's gonna do the right thing. Under me, you never know what's about to hit you. Allow me to introduce my extremely accomplished accomplice. Once upon a time, she was Dr. Harleen Quinzel, the chief head shrinker at Arkham Asylum, but after only a few sessions with me, Dr. Quinzel came to realize her full potential as the daffy and deadly Harley Quinn. My associate, Edward Nigma, was blessed with genius-level intellect, but the poor boy is cursed with a compulsion to let me and everybody else in the world know about it. It's not enough for Eddie to stage the perfect crime. He gets his kicks by leaving cryptic clues behind, puzzling the police as the Riddler. The brilliant and beautiful Pamela Isley was once a very promising botanist. But when she started experimenting on herself, Pam was transformed into poison ivy. A human-plant hybrid with a poison touch and a kiss that no man ever recovers from. Mr. Oswald Cobblepot would really like the world to recognize him as that so-called legitimate businessman who owns and operates the famous Iceberg Lounge. However, because Oswald just happens to control the illegal activity that goes on inside the Iceberg Lounge, the world continues to refer to him as that bird-like criminal mastermind known